Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. And in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about scenes. If you remember, if you watched the last video, towards the latter part of the video, I mentioned scenes and how that was going to be my next step, kind of allocating the total miles that I could model, which was roughly about 6 miles. And so we're going to break that 6 miles up into various scenes. So let me go ahead and open up DraftSight. And while that's opening up, one of the things that that you got to keep in mind is that just physically what your layout looks like. There's areas of my layout where I'm not really going to be able to model anything too far either way off the railroad right away. So yeah, I don't know why this is taking so long to load here, but like the areas around the lift gates, I'm not going to really be able to do too much with that. I mean, you could probably put some scenery on there, but I don't think it's really it's not going to be sufficient enough to really create a scene, a scene at the lift gate. So probably what I'll end up doing is just doing a bunch of foliage, trees, bushes, things like that, things that are going to be kind of permanent to the lift gate. So when I go to lift it out, nothing's falling apart on me. Let me go ahead and open up the plan here. So I have I've changed up just a little bit from the last design. I shortened up the hidden track here, and I just kept it as one continuous radius, and pushed it through the backdrop here. I did that because I needed to get these buildings in here for this industrial area here. This is like a plastics plant here, and you have all these silos out to the side here. So I'm kind of excited about all the industrial areas of this layout, because I think it's going to make for a lot of fun in doing operations and everything like that. So so yeah, let me open up Google Earth here. See, I almost called it Google Maps again. And let me show you guys what I've got so far. And so what I've done is, so I've come in here and created these scenes. If you look over here in the left panel, you can see these scenes. If you remember, again, just from the last video, I said I had roughly about 6 miles left of 6 scaled miles left that I could use to create scenes with. So I took that 6 miles and broke it up into these different scenes here along the track. So if we look along the railroad, so if we look at, say, scene 1, which is about 2,600 feet long. Okay, this is the area that I was telling you about with the plastics plant. So as you can see, I've got the plastics plant here, and then I've got another some type of industrial building here. I just quick little research trying to find out exactly what's going on there, and I haven't really found too much on it yet. But as you can see, I've got the the spur track coming off, going up this way, and then I've got this one here running in front of these two buildings here. So looking back at my layout here, you can see this is this will be the one that runs up beside the building, and here's the other spur that runs in front, and these are the two buildings here. And like I said, I had to, since those buildings are so long, I had to make this one continuous radius here to kind of shorten it up a little bit. So, and then here we have the water treatment plant. I was working on that a little bit. I don't quite have it all finished yet, but that would be this area. See if I can find, here we go. It's this area right here. I love these older buildings here. I can't wait to model those. So so yeah, I'm going to be modeling this building and this building here and this building right here. So back on my layout, this longer building here, that's actually going to be, I had to shorten it up. It's this building right here. And then the two older buildings that we just looked at, that's these two right here. So as you can see here, I've got like numbers written down here. These numbers are how much I had to compress these buildings to get them to fit. So if you remember, well, I don't really like to go, if you didn't already know, I don't really like to go below, I don't like to go above 60% when compressing anything. Buildings like industrial warehouse type buildings, you can get away with compressing this much because there's usually not a whole lot of physical features like windows and doors on the buildings, unless you have some type of loading bays and stuff, which we do. But like here would be a good example, like for these silos here. I just dropped a couple of these silos. It's not really going to make that much of a difference. So that's what these numbers are. I've already started thinking about, okay, compressing that scene. So we know we could model 6 miles supposedly. And each little segment makes up a scene. So how much do I need to compress, the physical features of this scene in order to get everything to fit? So a scene would be like the big green solid line here. So that would be scene 2 right there, which is about 1,200 feet long. So then I came over here and I created scene 3, and scene 3 is actually, it's 2,400 feet long. So I may have to drop scene 3. I haven't decided yet. There's really not, obviously there's a lot going on with any of these scenes, but I'm thinking more of like if we look at scene 4 here, I've got another track coming into here, into this again, I'm not really sure what this is. I haven't really researched this stuff out yet, but I wanted to be able to model that. So probably that would be my next scene after the water treatment plant. So again, with the lift gates and everything, there's not too much I can really model at this point. So my plan is just to put some rural characteristics along the railroad right away here in order to just to kind of fill in the gap, so to speak, and then pick up on the next level for the next scene, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. So all of my scenes are like this right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to model this right here or not. I still haven't really decided yet. Yeah, that's Briley Parkway. That goes over to Opryland. If any of you guys have ever heard of Opryland. And I have this in here. Now this right in here, this is a short line railroad. The Nashville and Eastern Railroad, if you're just now tuning in. And so we have a passenger train that commutes into Nashville frequently. I don't know how many trips it makes a day, but we have several little train depots along this short line. And here's one right here that's in the area of Donaldson. So I kind of wanted to pick that up. I like the idea of the overpass here, modeling that. But as we can see here, that particular, no, it's the wrong scene. That particular scene there is 4,300 feet long. So I don't think I'm going to be able to use that in the railroad. I just simply do not have enough room. Again, my actual layout is going to dictate whether or not I can get some of this stuff in here. So, I really wanted to get this in here. This track right here, this branch line right here actually goes to DuPont. That could be a whole layout in and of itself. But I did want to try to get that in there, so I'd like to try to hold on to this scene if I can. The next scene, obviously, well, it's not obvious, but it's the rock quarry. So I definitely wanted to get that scene in there. That's scene 8, I guess. Yeah. So right now what I've got drawn in here is 7,000 feet, which is a little bit over a mile. So I can compress the rock quarry here. I think I can get everything to fit. And then again, just the last thing that I end up with here is this passenger train depot here, which is very close to my house. So I wanted to, you know, just be able to model that. So that's where I'm at on the railroad. Again, you know, if you're, the reason I like to break it up into scenes like that is because it really helps you to compare, you know, with the physical boundaries of your layout. You know, okay, can I get scene 1 in there? Will scene 1 fit in here? Yes, scene 1 will fit in here. What about scene 2? Well, not really. I'm gonna have to move a couple things. Okay, I got scene 2 in there. Now what about scene 3? Yeah, we can get scene 3 in there, but you know, we need to, you know, scale some things, compress some things, some buildings and stuff, you know. Scene 4, well, not really. I can't really get scene 4 in there. I'm gonna have to jump up to the next level. Okay, we can get scene 4 in there. Now what about scene 5? You know, and that way, at least in my mind, it helps me to make decisions as to what scenes I want to keep and what scenes I'm going to have to discard. So guys, I hope this was helpful, and in the next video we'll start working on the upper level. Actually, I've already started laying a couple of things out on the upper level, and that's probably what we'll pick up in the next video. So until then, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.